Hi everyone. In this video, I will demonstrate how to use the Sirji VS Code extension to solve any problem programmatically. So I have already installed the extension and using the command Shift P, I'm running the Sirji command. Sirji being a VS Code extension, it has access to the inbuilt features like the Project Explorer, the terminal, and even the editor. Additionally, it provides a chat panel using which the user can interact with Sirji. For example, here it is asking me to give my problem statement. So my problem statement is that I want to create a fully interactive website for playing Tic Tac Toe game. Let's see how it proceeds. So at the beginning, Sergi will uh, try to understand more on the user story. So the product manager agent of Sergi will read the problem statement, come up with a list of features which are possible, which should be implemented as a part of that problem statement. And those features will be confirmed with the user that these are the features, in fact, which are needed by the user. Yeah, so it has come up with 7 different features, and the user can give uh, his feedback on these features. Let's say I don't want the AI opponent, for example. I don't need the feature of an AI opponent. So these kind of feedbacks, I can remove some feature, I can add a feature, I can update a feature. So whatever I want to do, I can give my feedback, and the product manager agent will uh, work on my feedback and update the user story accordingly. So it is using the OpenAI chat completions API for figuring out what should be the updated user story. And we can see that in the second user story, it has removed the option of AI opponent. Cool. So let's say that this looks good. Now, uh, having finalized the user story, the second agent which will come into the play is the architect agent. The architect agent finds out what should be the tech stack in which the features should be implemented. We did not give any preference, so that's why it chose one of the programming languages, some framework for the front end, for back end, and it also has a database layer and a cache layer. Cool. So let's simplify the architecture a lot. Please use simple HTML, CSS, and JS for the front end. I don't need a database and cache either. Also, I don't need also socket IO. So socket IO is for real-time communication between players, but just for this demo purpose, I'm removing it. Also, I don't want any persistent storage in the database. That's why I removed that too. Now, using this feedback, it simplified the tech stack for me. So the programming language is JavaScript for front-end logic and interactivity. Front-end technologies are HTML, CSS, vanilla JavaScript. And let's say in the backend, use Flask, and Python, use Python and Flask for the backend. So it will add the Python in the backend in the programming languages. Yeah, front-end technologies, backend technologies, Python for server side, and backend framework, Flask. Yep, this looks good. So when the user has given confirmation on the architecture components, then comes the third agent into play, which is the planning agent. So using the finalized user story and the finalized architecture components and the problem statement from the user, it finds out, it generates the steps needed to get towards the solution of the problem. So it is generating the steps currently. There are additional tabs which we have introduced just besides the chat tab. Let's go there and see what all there is. So first one is the coder agent, the coding agent. These are the logs from the coding agent. So currently the coding agent is asking planner for generating steps, and planner will reply back with the generated steps. The next tab is contains the logs from the planner agent, and the fourth tab, in fact, is displays the logs from the researcher agent. Yeah, it came up with the list of steps, and we can see that indicator of how many tasks are there in the problem just got added, and we are displaying the steps in this UI here. So now it will go step by step towards solving the problem. Let's quickly see which all steps are there. So initialize a new Flask project, uh, then creation of the app.py, then creation of templates, then the index.html it is creating, then the style sheet, JS file, Ajax implementation. Okay, so these are all the steps which it will take. Let's close this window. In fact, it has started on the steps, executing command. So it is, it has created a VNV by the name Tic Tac Toe VNV. So as far as possible, what we try to do is we don't like to interfere with the machine level installations which you guys might be having. So that's why we try to install the packages inside virtual environment. For example, in Python, if you go in Node, there is package.json. So it's not like we install the package, the programming language specific package on a machine level directly. Wherever possible, we try to do it. If it is not possible, then we take a confirmation from the user that this particular package needs to be installed. And if the user confirms, then the flow goes ahead. So while we were discussing on that, it has created app.py, index.html file, the style sheet under the static folder, the JS file, under again under the static folder, static/js/game. Let's open this folder. It has two folders, CSS and JavaScript. In the CSS, there is a style.css. and JavaScript has game.js. Now it is trying to run the Flask server. Okay. And I think we can, yeah. Tic Tac Toe game website has been successfully created and is running. You can now play the game by accessing 5000 port on localhost. Let's go and check it. Right. So it has created a game UI for me. Okay. So it is, the first turn was the X player. Now it is mentioning that it is the O's turn. Now it is saying it is X player X turn, then player O turn, player X turn, player O turn. Let's say we want the player X to win. I'm clicking here X. It is saying X wins. So it has implemented the end condition for the game. What does the start game does? Okay, it resets the game which was there, the state of the game to the initial state. Cool. Let's say if we want uh, to draw that particular game, I'm trying hard to draw it. Yeah, I think I have achieved the draw state. Yeah, it figured out that it is a draw state. Nice.